Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So let us get started. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is they know you're healing beyond what they did. I hope that's a good thing. I hope that is a good thing. I didn't mean to click that. At least not yet. Well, I'm going live later today. I'm going live later today at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to do the 333 portal update. Oh, not update. Portal fire ceremony. If you'd like to join me for that, click on the QR code or the link in the comments. All right. So I hope whoever they are, the fact that they know you're healing beyond what they did is something that's indicative of healing for the whole situation, and not necessarily the negative aspect of it, where it's like now they feel as though it's important to access you once again and they're upset that you're healing. There's people that get upset about your healing, but yeah, they shouldn't be in your life. That's kind of just my take on it, right? Those type of people should not be part of your life. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, we'll pull from this deck. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Oh. Okay. Curious what this. Okay. So this is a powerful message. This is a very powerful message. This card fell in my lap, and it's card number 29, Seeing the True You. 2 is a number of guidance. 9 is a number of divinity, right? So this is about guiding you to your highest form of divinity, your most authentic self. This is about being able to see some of the dark things, because if you look at the water she's looking at, it's very, very dark, right? There's lily pads there. You're sitting in the throne room of your heart space, looking into your shadows, the depths of your shadows. And the lilies, for me, are indicative of you still being able to thrive even when the waters are murky. That's one of the most beautiful things about a lily, is that for such a delicate looking flower, such a beautiful, beautiful thing, it actually thrives in that muck. Okay, so let us see. All right. So dedication, allowing yourself to dedicate to your process, whatever your process is, it's something that's going to take you to the next part of your life. If you allow that process to be the very thing that launches you forward, beautiful. If you fight that process, it's still going to launch you forward, except it's going to be a process that now feels very forced, feels very unfair, feels very much like you're being punished, or, kind of like the negative spin to it. They know you're healing beyond what they did. You know that there was something that was done. Do you know that you're healing, though? Do you know that you're moving past whatever pain you felt? Whatever was done to you is already over. It is finished. Now's the time for you to move forward and allow that growth. Really recognize it for what it is, an opportunity to consciously choose to move beyond. You can move beyond whatever hurts were caused, but if you're not consciously choosing to acknowledge what you're moving beyond, what ends up happening is you don't recognize that you're moving. Some people, most people, oftentimes they will think they're still in the same space, not realizing they've moved forward. They will think that there's been no progress, that they've been stuck. You're not stuck. You are absolutely not stuck. Now, again, I get tired of these people. There's upside down magic. It's focused on you. Whoever this is for you, they don't want you to move past them. That's too late, too bad, too little. Yeah, no, you're moving past it already. This could be someone who is trying to suck you back into um, that same cycle with them. It could be an ex, it could be a former friend, it could be a former business partner. Um, there's so many different things that this can be, regardless of the title they hold. They are something from the past trying to crawl out of the swamp, not because they're growing, not because their needs are changing, but because they don't want you to leave the swamp when they choose to stay there. No, no, ma'am. Mm-mm. No, absolutely not. You are not to go back to that swamp unless there's something you need to harvest from it. Swamps are very rich, very fertile um, pieces of land. It's a very, very rich, rich ecosystem. But here's the thing, if you don't know how to conduct yourself in a swamp, if you don't know how to keep yourself safe in a swamp, if you cannot discern what is poisonous, venomous, dangerous for you, you have no business being in a swamp. That's one of the things. Like, I remember years ago, many, many, many years ago, when we were looking for where we were going to move to. Um, it was kind of this thing of I was willing to look anywhere and everywhere, right? I didn't need a brand new house in a fancy neighborhood. I wanted something that was well within the budget that we had set for our family. And I had no qualms about being in what others consider a ghetto, right? Like, to me, it's no biggie. Why? Well, because I've lived in the ghetto before. I know exactly what to avoid. It's not intimidating to me. It's not. It's very much not intimidating to me. And if my children grow up there, they will learn based off of my example what is safe and what is not safe, who you talk to, who you do not talk to, how to conduct yourself in that type of environment. Someone who has lived a very privileged life and is completely oblivious of how there are certain things that you do not allow yourself to participate in, to be pulled into in rougher neighborhoods. You have no business being in a rougher neighborhood at all, at all. Unless you have some type of street smarts, you have no business being in that neighborhood, right? It's the same thing with this spiritual swamp, social swamp. If you cannot discern things, you have no business being in that environment. The environment will not be severely adjusted just to accommodate you. You have to know where you can be safely and where you can be safely but be challenged for growth, for the purpose of growth. And then, of course, there are places where you really have no business being there. As someone who has struggles with boundaries, I have no business being on any social media messenger. It is true. I recognize this. I have no business being all up in emails knowing that I struggle with boundaries. And when people show me that they want to corner me, I'll be noticing. Don't get that twisted. I'll be noticing when people show me that they want to corner me in some type of private interaction because they are aware that I struggle with boundaries. That's the more I'm not going to be in any type of private interaction with you. Why would I do that to myself? It has nothing to do with you and whatever it is you want. It has everything to do with the fact that I know I struggle with boundaries and you have no problem taking advantage of that. I'm good. I'm good. I'm sure you're a good person. I'm sure whatever you want to talk about is benign, but it's a disrespect to my sovereignty. So I have no business interacting with you privately, right? Being able to understand the way you function, the limitations that you are operating with. That's a very powerful thing. It's not about admitting to yourself that you're weak. It's about recognition of who you are and how you are in this moment, knowing that there is room for growth, there is room for expansion of your personal power over yourself. And in that knowledge, um, still exercising elevated degrees of grace, elevated degrees of compassion for self that allow you to move unrestricted by shame, self imposed shame, abnegation. Those are things that they're only necessary when you make it necessary. So you're in the process of healing, moving beyond what has happened in the past. Yet what you're feeling is an intensification. Intensification of what? Probably an intensification of a person's desire to pull you back into a space where they can access. You're not a victim. You're not. You're not a victim. Um, you don't have to have fear of this. You just have to have an awareness that you're potentially about to restart another cycle, a cycle that you've already completed. That necessary? That's the real question. Is it necessary to restart it? Well, do you need to learn something new? If it's something from the past, it's probably not going to be a new lesson. Do you need to revisit an old lesson in order to gain a fresh perspective on a current circumstance? That I can understand. Yeah, you probably need to revisit that. So that way you can get a fresh perspective on a current circumstance. Um, did you just not learn the last time around? Because if you didn't learn the last time around, you're probably going to do it again. Um, hopefully, you'll learn this time around, because if you don't learn this time around, it's going to repeat again, anyways, and you'll have another opportunity to learn. Right? There's a lot of people who go through these processes and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know. I think this person is um like my soulmate or my karma because we keep being drawn right back to each other." I don't think so. um I think for some people the reason you keep being drawn right back to each other is because neither of you are actually learning anything. And so you're needing to continue to repeat that lesson, repeat that class. Oh, okay. So I probably should message Minopon and ask if it's okay if I be reading his notifications, right? They're not personal private messages. Notification came in. Capricorn, change for the better, but don't delay this. So mm, there's a change that's about to occur. Whatever his reading is going to be about, I think it is pretty much aligned with what I'm telling you right now, based on that title alone. Um, change for the better, but don't delay this. I wouldn't delay it. Oh no, please not. Please no. Please no. Please don't start playing other people's videos. That's where we draw the line. That is where we draw the line. So I don't personally know Minnow Pond, but I'm subscribed to his channel. Love his videos when I am able to watch it. And I don't get to watch it very often, but the notifications that come in are fascinating, the way it fits into what I'm already reading, right? I got another notification. The only guide you need. Stay slay. Stay slay. Stop that verbiage. Um, that verbiage kills me. Anyways, that's the message. The only guide you'll need. guardian. You are really the only guide you need. You are guiding yourself out of this already, but maybe you don't quite realize it yet. Maybe you don't quite realize yet how far you've already come in your journey, how far you've already um, allowed yourself. Ooh, set in wealth, you're destined to succeed. You got to plant the seeds. I'm telling you, I really should reach out to I don't remember. I think his name is Chris. Um, hmm, grounding. So you need to focus on your soil. You need to focus what you're grounded in. You need to make sure you prepare the land, prepare your soil for a major undertaking that's happening. They know you're healing beyond what they did. For some people, that's a negative thing. They don't like it. Let's shift gears. Let's kind of consider, what about the people, the person that is very, very sorry for what happened, very, very sorry for whatever misunderstanding. There was nothing intentionally done to be hurtful, to be harmful. Something happened. It is what it is. And they've been very adamant about trying to, trying to correct things. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're the one that has been very, very sensitive to the effects of some type of interaction with another person. And you've just been very like, I'm so sorry that, there was a misunderstanding, that there was a disconnect. Maybe it's time for you to stop apologizing. Maybe it's time. Maybe um oh, I wouldn't although I understand what you mean, I wouldn't message him for an opportunity to um, elevate myself. It would just be a quick, like, hey, I hope it's okay. I know we don't know each other, but sometimes your notifications come down, and I mention because it's in alignment. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard for me to network because I always have this. It's like a wound that exists that maybe I need to heal. Maybe that's part of it. They know you're healing beyond what they did. Uh, yeah. Yeah, no. I don't think I would. Simply because it's this thing of I don't want to be perceived even by myself as someone who is trying to develop some type of connection or friendship with another person just to um somehow, some way benefit off of their own work. I despise people who are like that, and I don't ever want to be that way. It would be different though if they were the one to initiate a conversation like that. I would be absolutely open, very fond of their work, but I'm just not at a point in my journey where I have processed enough of the things that I've personally experienced to be able to move through that without awkwardness. Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely something I need to work on though. I need to work on that. Um and I never participate in things that are not mutually beneficial. Meaning even if I were naturally going to receive the greater amount of benefit, I would still need to make sure to ensure that whoever it is that I am connected to in whatever project it is, that they benefit to the same degree that I do, just because that's the person that I am. It has nothing to do with wounds. So they know you're healing beyond what they did. I think for some of us, it's you that is hoping that someone is healing beyond whatever misunderstanding or misalignment occurred. And part of the message that I'm receiving, part of the words that I'm pulling out of the rubble, um, is that maybe it's time for you to stop apologizing. Maybe it's time for you to stop blaming yourself and trying to be, Bob the Builder. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. You can fix yourself, but you can't fix other people. You know what I'm saying? Um, there's a lot of things that occur that needed to occur. Regardless of how drawn you've been to certain people, um, not everyone that you're drawn to is meant to be in your life long term. That's absolutely um that's what I continue to learn, that not everyone you want in your life long term will be there long term, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? If you've already apologized, leave it at that. There is no need to continue to reach out and reach out and reach out. When a person knows you are genuinely sorry, when you have gone out of your way, exited your comfort zone to let them know you are sorry without really any reason for you to be sorry, well, then, if they don't accept that, move on. Move on. I'm someone who can apologize when I feel like I might have done something wrong or know for a fact that I did something hurtful. I can hold myself accountable. If I'm not even sure if I did something wrong, there was some type of misalignment, there was some type of falling out of alignment with another person, and it led to silence and separation and whatever else you guys are experiencing. And then I go out of my way to apologize, and it's not received. Okay, at that point, I know they're in their own process. None of this had anything to do with me. They're in their own process. And some of you might be like, well, Emmy, what if they're still mad? You know what? Let them be mad. That is their process. That is their process. I've had conflict with people before. Nothing serious, but there's been some conflict, some point of contention, and I'm feeling myself get really upset. And then they come to me and they apologize, and there's clarity that's given that it's like, oh, I completely misunderstood. And that led to further misunderstanding. And now I'm not mad. I'm just like, I know I can be a little extra sometimes. It's a Piscean in me, but yeah, no, you don't have to apologize. I think we both just misunderstood each other, and it just kind of is what it is. And let's just move forward from it. It's not a big deal. So it's really a thing of giving yourself permission to be the person that you are, especially when you've done so much work to get to a space of understanding yourself. They know you're healing beyond what they did. And maybe that's the person realizing that, oh shoot, I thought that I thought that you were gonna hold on to this. I thought I still had time. I thought I could hurt you back because my feelings were hurt. And when you came to apologize, I felt like that was my time, my opportunity to what? Well, to hurt you, to show you like you hurt me. Oh, okay, well then that makes you a dick. That makes you someone that's unworthy of someone like me. Do you guys realize that, right? When you reach out to try and resolve something, and that individual takes it as an opportunity to be like, yeah, now it's my turn to make you hurt because now you're going to see how I felt. You know what happens inside me personally? I don't give a fuck what you felt. I don't give a fuck what you feel now. You don't want the apology? That's fine. Sit in your misery. I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward. There's billions of people in this world. I'm not going to be hung up on one person. Yeah, thank God for that Capricorn Venus. I'm telling you, thank God for that. Because I think if it wasn't for that, that really protects me from being a filleted Piscean. I would fillet myself every single time for every single person because I feel so deeply for people. Mhm. That is until they tell me that they don't want me to feel anything deeply for them, at which point I'm like, okay, bet. Okay, I'm not tripping. If you don't want me in your life, that's okay. I'll receive that as you don't believe that we are aligned and that I could contribute anything positive to your life. I'll believe that. Okay. Wish you the best, right? Wish you the best. Allowing yourself to be in the world, not of the world, recognizing that your sensitivities are indications. It is an indicator of your elevated ability. You have the ability to overcome so much. Do not anchor yourself to dead weight. Ooh, that's harsh. It was meant to be. It was meant to be. When you are designed and destined to sail the open oceans, to dive deep into the trenches of your heart's oceans, um, you're not going to get to the trenches of your heart's oceans staying by the shoreline. Staying by the shoreline is something that happens to boats when they're anchored, when they are tethered to something that prevents them from going out to sea where they belong. They know you're healing beyond what they did. For some people, that's a scary thought. They thought you would sit in that merry-go-round with them forever. No. Yeah. Merry-go-rounds are just not fun. You just go in circles. I've never liked merry-go-rounds. Um, yeah. I've never have. I ride them for my kids when they were toddlers, but I just never really liked them. It felt pointless. It felt like a waste of time. You're going round and round in circles. Now, my type of ride is more like a roller coaster. I like those. I like those a lot. Yeah, turn you upside down, give you different views of the world, all within a few seconds. All within a few seconds. The build up before the release. Oh, I love it. Where you're like climbing up real high, and then you're paused at the top, like, oh, they're trying to scare you, but it's not scary. And then the drop and the corkscrews and the upside downs and the topsy turvies, and that's fun. That's fun. Yeah. Merry-go-rounds, going in circles. Just what does that even do for you? Going in circles with someone. And some people might be like, well, Emmy, I mean, haven't you been married for 25 years? Yes. Yes. Yes, I have. Isn't that going in circles? Absolutely not. Neither he nor I are the same person we were last week, much less last year, much less 10 years ago, much less 20 years ago, much less 25 years ago. The two of us continue to evolve as individuals. As individuals. Make me dizzy and nauseous. On a roller coaster? Hi, Purple Faye. On a roller coaster, I don't get dizzy or nauseous, no matter how fast, no matter how um, jiggly the ride is. I don't get dizzy or nauseous because I don't hold on to a fixed space. When you allow yourself, merry-go-rounds make me dizzy and nauseous. Yes. Same Z's. Um, when you allow yourself to recognize that there's going to be tremendous movement, you then give yourself permission to experience that movement in a way that is not received as detrimental. Merry-go-rounds, I'm always like, when is this going to stop? When is this going to stop? And I think for some of us, we're choosing to stop the merry-go-round and to kind of just give ourselves permission to be in a completely different space, a completely different life. Keep going. Keep going. If you're at an amusement park, allow yourself to be completely amused. That's my logic. Keep going. Allow yourself to be completely amused. What you want wants you, but it's in reverse. I'm about to be real hurtful and harmful. Um, well, harmful just because maybe some people's expectations are not aligned with the reality. Is it intentionally harmful? No, it's harmful simply because of the person's perceptions. It harms their distorted perceptions of their entitlement to you. What you want wants you, but it's in reverse. I think this is unrequited love, unrequited interest. Oh, I've had that quite a bit in my life. Not necessarily romantic. It's this thing of specific individuals feeling very entitled to me, my time, my energy, my space, my attention. No, I'm progressing with boundaries. uh, Before, it used to be this thing of the only time I could properly enforce boundaries is by the time I'm seriously pissed off. That takes a lot, though. It takes a lot because I can be ridiculously patient with people, patient to the point where it's like bordering patient to the point where it's like bordering on enablement. And now I'm kind of like, no, no. I'm starting to be able to say that. No, they know you're healing beyond what they did. That's a good thing. It's a very good thing because then it carries with it the potential of whoever that is that's malignant to you or has been in the past, that they won't try again. And if they do, yeah, no. Release a dark wound and let love live. It's in reverse. They won't let go. They won't let go. Today's the 3-3 portal. That 3-3 portal. It's going to be hard to stay on you if you refuse to hold them too. It is. Have you ever done something where you and another person have to hold each other? Like those scenes in the movies where the person is dangling off the cliff and the other person is holding them, holding their arm or something. And the person on the cliff is like, just let go, just let go. And the person um, is not wanting to. You know what I mean? Ooh, Keith. Ooh, this right here. Oops. Okay. Um, Thank you, Lindsay. I didn't mean to click that. I will be live today, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4333 portal fire ceremony. I meant to click this. Keith says, yes means more when no is real. Bam. That right there. That right there. Yes means more when no is real. I feel that down to my core. And the reason I feel that down to my core is as I've learned boundaries, as I've learned to um, not blindly allow, not blindly volunteer, not just blindly accept. Man, I notice a shift in people, people who know me, people who um, understand and respect me. When I agree to something, when I volunteer for something, it becomes a much bigger deal. Like I feel the gravity of it. Whereas before, when I said nothing but yes all the time and was constantly available, it was this expectation, and people were like, I'll just tell her, she'll do it. It's not even about asking me, it's about letting me know that I'm going to be doing something that you want me to do. Because, that's what I do. I say yes to everything, I do everything. No, not these days. I still struggle with boundaries, but I'm learning them beautifully. I'm learning how to navigate these circumstances where boundaries are healthy, where distractions are no longer um, going to be allowed or encouraged, right? I'm understanding more of what I need to do to go even further than the healing point that I'm at right now. I think we're receiving this confirmation of our healing because we need to go further with it. We need to allow ourselves to become even more aware of how much more we can do for ourselves. With that 3-3 portal today, ooh, it's a lot of energies. I've done so much stuff already. It's not even 10 o'clock yet. I've done so much stuff already, and I'm not yet exhausted. It's amazing. It's amazing. So much energy coming through to fuel the completion of what needs to be completed. What do you feel? But it's in reverse. What do you feel? Have you been assessing how you feel? Or are you kind of still in a space, semi, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, a space where, depending on who's asking, you're going to allow yourself to feel, or you're going to completely ignore what you feel and revert back to whatever programs and patterns exist. Like yesterday, or was it the day before? I don't remember what day. Um, Miss Marlene decided to come into my space, a disembodied voice that has been, I will use the word pestering me for several years at this point. And it's like, no, I will not be used as your megaphone. No, that is not a circumstance I should or need to involve myself in. No. On Friday. Thank you. 2 days ago. No, I don't need to do any of that. That is unhealthy for me. I am bowing out of those cycles. See you in the next life. See you in the next life. Right? And some people might be like, dang, you're being so savage with her. You know, I've been extremely accommodating and kind with her for quite some time. It's time I acknowledge how much I have allowed. And when I acknowledge that, it doesn't sit right with me. It does not sit right with me. And so I look back at my response on Friday. Now, that was appropriate. It was necessary. It was absolutely necessary because the communications that were in a more respectful tone, less firm, there was a consistent bulldozing of me and my boundaries. And now it's like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Is there a thing of I'm refusing to help? No, there's a thing of if you are asking me to do these certain things, those are considered services. You need to go and talk to whoever it is you're needing me to be a megaphone for, and you need to tell them to purchase a session. I have the capacity to help anyone and everyone. I have a degree of clarity and discernment that is very elevated. They need that from me. That's a service because we are not friends. We are not friends. That is a service. They need to purchase a service and it needs to be scheduled. And that's that. Right? But you'll have society tell you, like, oh my gosh, that's so sad. Sad for whom? For the person who's consistently gotten their way with me for how many years? Or sad for me? A constant thing of being put in uncomfortable situations I do not want to be in, inserting me into circumstance that I should not be a part of. So sad for whom? Am I angry? Not at all. But that is a boundary I will no longer allow to be crossed. After the storm, but this card is in reverse. So what's that telling us? That the storm should not be avoided. The storm is not something that needs to be avoided or be feared or any of that. The storm is the very thing that is cleansing the landscape of your mind. It is cleansing the landscape of your mind. Okay. So Marlene's been here the whole time, been very quiet, very polite, and very non-obtrusive. She just asked if she could quickly interrupt the reading to make a statement. And then she told me her statement, and I said, okay, I'll definitely share that. She says she would like to apologize for the ways in which she's been intrusive, because she has been intrusive. And she realizes now that using a public forum to force me into specific types of communication was wrong. Yes, it was wrong. Absolutely. She also says that both myself and our entire community deserves more respect and consideration than she's given at certain points. That's very true. It's very, very true. But I'm still moving beyond all of that. This is a sacred space that needs to remain as such. I'm trying my bestest to remain dedicated to focused intentions. My intent is to communicate messages from soul. And some might be like, well, aren't the things that aren't the things that she says messages from soul? No, they're messages from Marlene. They're messages from Marlene, not from soul. Not from soul. It's not from soul. So let's pull one final card because I have to get to my certification class. And while I'm getting this card ready, I want to remind you guys that I am doing the 3-3 portal fire ceremony today. It's the Ascended Masters of Light ceremony. With that, there's a lot of amazing things. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. On a good day, I'm a child of God. On a bad day, I'm a child of God. Every day is a good day. Oh, Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. Here's our final card. Oh, let me take this off the screen. Here is our final card before I skedaddle. Card number 19, Sacred Union. Only the oneness of love and the lover is eternal. Surrender your heart into this union, for all else in this world is momentary. Yes. I can honestly say that I am and have been in a sacred union for more than half my life at this point, right? It's a very beautiful thing. And it's the only thing that is real that I've witnessed, experienced, lived through in the entire time that I've been alive. That is the only thing that I have um, come to realize and accept as the most solid truth in my personal life. And no, my husband is not a twin. He's not the twin, a twin, or any of that. But in some days, when I want to be a little booger, I will tell my husband, "Hey, twin," and he'll just be like, "The fuck are you talking about?" And then I laugh, and then he just looks at me like, "That's not funny." All right. Stupefied with bliss, I become without thought. There is no grief in that loss. I gladly surrender my intelligence in favor of this mindlessness. It is ecstasy, rapture. The sweetness of the union so sacred overwhelms my senses. The lover and the beloved are my world. Nothing else exists except this love, this unity of divine masculine and feminine, and the fresh new universe that shall be born from their sacred conjoining. It happens even now between my body and my spirit, and in yours and in his over there, and that woman passing by, all creation in sacred rapturous embrace. So shocking and wild, this frenzy of loving delight without limits. Let us be swept away, my beloved, in the passionate loving that renders duality into one and tips the mind into empty ecstasy. You lucky, lucky angel. You are to be blessed with sacred union. This union is of the lover and the beloved, the masculine and the feminine. That which appears to be opposite will no longer appear to be so. There is a coming together that is destined and divine. You are to be swept up in a wave of such love. This oracle comes to you as a portent, a sign of that which is yet to come, and also as a confirmation of your spiritual journey thus far. And maybe what is coming into union are your fragments, your fractals, the parts of you that you've pushed away because you were made to feel ashamed of who you are. You have been working to integrate masculine and feminine energies within. Oh, perhaps you've not used those words, but you have been attempting to find the balance between living a surrendered life and leading from the heart, and then knowing when to take the initiative to set something in motion, when to put your body, mind, and soul into getting your shoulder behind something to push. You have been working hard to surrender attachment to plans and how you think things should go. Instead, you have intended Instead, you have intended to show it up for what it is, to seek out the genius of life through unconditional acceptance instead of judging and fearing, resisting what is, as though it were a big mistake, perhaps caused by ignorance within. No, you do not seek to hide from love anymore. You've been learning step by step how to embrace it and allow it to embrace you. What a journey you are taking, beautiful, lucky angel. So you're not hiding from love anymore. That's a good thing. As long as you're understanding what healthy love actually is. Let go of that concept of the runner and the chaser. When someone runs, let them, set them loose in their own wilderness. And instead of wondering when they will return, or worse, chasing after them, turn your attention to your garden and tend to it. Create beauty within your life. Plant things that can sustain you, as well as things that are simply for the beauty of it. So your confirmation is thus: you are growing, you are evolving, you are making genuine shifts in consciousness that are allowing you to change the way you are in the world, to become freer, more loving, wilder, more divine. The divine has been seducing you with love and beauty, and now, in your surrendered state, you are seducing the divine. You are calling such passionate devotion to your cause, such clever and capable assistance, such graceful intervention. The divine cannot resist your beauty, so keep going with that sacred surrender. Keep believing in the inner healing path you are traveling with such success. Accept this confirmation and acknowledgement close to your heart and keep traveling along your path of love. Keep this knowledge in your heart. You're meeting your beloved. What could be more exciting? The sign coming to you with this oracle is that of great love bestowed by the hand of grace. What this means is there is destiny at play in matters of the heart. There's a notification that came in. Hold on. It says, when was your last screening? And then the next message says, this made me think of you. Do you have an injury or illness that's preventing you? No, I am not damaged. I am not ill. I'm simply learning how to love myself more deeply to the degree that I no longer allow myself to be affected by the expectations of others the way I once did. I am not ill. I'm quite the opposite. I'm regaining more levels of health, vitality, and love for self. The sign coming to you with this oracle is that of great love bestowed by the hand of grace. What this means is there's a destiny at play in matters of the heart. The heart, there is heart healing and a letting go of past obstructions, suffering, or misunderstandings. You could say in a way that the great cosmic matchmaker has taken up your cause. If you are already in a relationship, expect that there be healing of that relationship in whatever way needed. You may have no sense of how it's going to play out. It may result in a deepening of commitment to your lover, but it will certainly result in a deepening of your own commitment to love. If you're open to attracting a new and significant relationship in your life, perhaps a life partner, soul friend, or other supporter of your life journey, then the divine is hearing your call and is answering. Let go of your grip. Do not hold on to a particular person, to a particular fear or fantasy. Instead, open your arms as if expecting your lover to run straight into them. For what could be more perfect than the divinely sanctioned relationship entering into your life? It will move you. It is likely through romance, but it could be through soul satisfying partnership, the soul for whom you've been waiting so your life path and heart inspired work can continue to develop. Okay, so 3 at 1010. Okay. How about this? How about this? If there is something that I need to learn that I cannot learn on my own, by myself, then yes, I ask soul, I ask creator, I ask life to cross my path with a person who is very healthy for me and will help me to learn the things that I can't learn alone. I have zero expectations as to who this might be. All I ask is whoever's path is crossed with my own, be a person that is healthy for me, one that will not violate my boundaries, will not violate my sovereignty, will not attempt to dominate me, coerce me, cajole, or any other ugly, ugly thing. And if this need be someone from my past, make it be a version of them that I've never encountered before, a version so far healed that I would need to take the time to get to know them again before I can decide who this person is for me. I'm not closed down to the learning. I am not shut off from the path that soul is asking me to walk. I am, however, doing this with some standards in place at this point. I will not repeat the same toxic patterns. I will not allow myself to offer myself to people who are not worthy of what I am offering. And what I'm offering is an openness so profound, a depth that is hard to wrap your mind around, and a willingness to learn with someone who is equal in my desire to be open as I learn. Life is beautiful. Make sure everything you do, everything you decide, supports the beauty you are trying to cultivate long term. I'm not interested in time wasters anymore. I'm not interested in the merry-go-round. I'm not interested in any of that, nor am I interested in perfection. I'm interested in understanding the ways in which I'm healing and what I am moving beyond so that I can better commit myself, better dedicate myself to the very task I'm already excelling at. You're already excelling at your healing. You just don't realize it yet because it feels painful. I've had different types of wounds over the course of my life. Different types of wounds. So, with that said, I would say the most painful type of wound that I've personally experienced is the type of wound where nerve endings were severed and are needing to um, regrow, regenerate. That one was a painful thing. So maybe your ability to communicate with all parts of you is what's causing you to perceive this experience of healing as something painful. I hope you can believe me when I tell you you are already excelling at healing by simply no longer allowing yourself to be poked, prodded, and triggered. The body knows what to do to heal, as does the mind and the heart. What prevents healing from happening is when you consistently allow others to interfere with a process that is so organic, so innate, that you don't have to do anything except not interfere. So don't let anything interfere anymore. Allow the process to be what it is. Allow yourself to fall deeply in love with yourself once again. I got to get going. I got class. I hope this reading encourages you to continue on the path that you're already on. I hope what I've said empowers you to no longer allow those who intentionally or unintentionally bulldoze past your boundaries. There is nothing you have to do in this life outside of heal and not allow further injury. That is it. That is it. And when you do that and are witnessed in that process, the people who understand and love you, they will protect and shield you while you are in the most vulnerable parts of that process. And if you are one of the ones who don't have someone that is willing to protect and heal you, that is your sign that it is time to let go of everything that is blocking those who are willing to do that and be that for you, to enter into your life. That means you're holding on to the wrong things and the wrong people. You will never heal in the environment that caused the injury or the illness in the first place. So I hope you guys choose to join me later today, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm doing the 3-3 portal. If you'd like to see what I have available, click on that QR code or the link in the comments. Until then, I gotta get going, y'all. I hope everyone has an amazing rest of your day. If I don't see you this evening, I'll see you again very soon. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and look for me on TikTok. Remember, guys, I'm still very slowly in the process of transitioning my primary platform over to TikTok. If you don't have it yet, maybe you can download it just for me. Just for me. You don't have to follow anyone else. Know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. All right. I'll see you guys again very